ensures visibility across a wide geographic area.
Don't miss out on the opportunity to amplify your message with iRadio. Partner or advertise with us today and make your voice heard across South Sudan. هل بتفتش على راديو مثالي؟ آي راديو هو جوابك. ليه تختار آي راديو؟ في 5 الأسباب المغنادل.
الثقة والوصول. بيعتبر آي راديو المحطة الإذاعية الأكثر ثقة وشعبية في جنوب السودان، مدعومة بالاستطلاعات الأخيرة مع قاعدة مستمعين مخلصين. حتصل رسالتك إلى جمهور واسع بشكل فعال.
شبكة واسعة النطاق. آي راديو ليست مجرد محطة إذاعية، إنها شبكة من المحطات المترابطة. لم تكن شريك مع آي راديو. سنقوم ببث برنامجك عبر مواقع متعددة مثل واو، أويل، كواجوك، يامبيو، بور، رن، ملكال وباليت، وبيضمن أقصى قدرة من التغطية والتأثير.
التواجد الإقليمي. بتمتد بصمة آي راديو إلى ولاية غرب وشمال بحر الغزال، غرب والاستوائية الوسطى، جونغلي، أعالي النيل وواراب. من خلال التعاون مع آي راديو يمكنك التواصل مع المجتمعات المتنوعة والجماهير المستهدفة في المناطق ديل.
مشاركة المجتمع. الشراكة مع آي راديو بتعني التعامل مع مجتمعات على مستوى الشعبي. رسالتك حتوصل للمستمعين في مواقع مختلف، مما يعزز التفاعلات الهاتفة ويزيد الوعي بعلامة تجارية.
التغطية الشاملة مع محطات في مواقع استراتيجية زي الرنج، ملكال وباليت. بتوفر آي راديو تغطية شاملة بتصل إلى كل من المراكز الحضرية والمناطق الريفية. بتضمن شراكتك مع آي راديو الرؤية عبر منطقة جغرافية واسعة.
ما تفوت فرصة توسيع نطاق رسالتك باستخدام آي راديو. شارك أو أعلن معنا الليلة وخلي صوتك مسموع في جميع أنحاء جنوب السودان.
Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. A civil society leader in Jonglei State is calling for the temporary deployment of neutral armed forces to Bioth Aganj in an effort to de-escalate rising tensions between communities in Duke and Twitch East counties over disputed territories. The newly appointed mayor of Juba City, Christopher Sarafino Swaka, has pledged to work hard to improve the image of the city council and rebuild public trust in the institution. And the special court trying the suspended first vice president, Dr. Riek Machar, and 7 co-accused adjourned its 7th session yesterday in Juba after focusing on each accused's alleged involvement in the Nasir incident. These stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo, and now the news in detail. A civil society leader in Jonglei State is calling for the temporary deployment of neutral armed forces to Bioth Aganj in an effort to de-escalate rising tensions between communities in Duke and Twitch East counties over disputed territories. Bolteng Bol, the executive director of Intrepid South Sudan and chairperson of Jonglei Civil Society Network, warned that the situation could escalate into renewed violence if immediate action is not taken. He urged the government to intervene swiftly to prevent clashes and create space for dialogue. Speaking to iRadio via messaging app, Ball expressed concern over what he described as suspicious mobilization and hate speech spreading on social media and during community events. Ball criticized the government's slow response despite earlier commitments by Jonglei State Governor Dr. Riek to mediate the dispute peacefully. He outlined 2 urgent recommendations to diffuse the tensions. Second, there is a critical need for grassroots consultative meetings. While a meeting was held in Juba, he said we urgently need a consultation at the local level involving chiefs, youth, women, and other stakeholders. Ball emphasized that sustainable peace in Jonglei requires inclusive dialogue and timely government intervention. Tensions between Duke and Twitch's communities have flared repeatedly over the years, largely due to disputes over land and administrative boundaries. The newly appointed mayor of Juba City, Christopher Serafino Swaka, has pledged to work hard to improve the image of the city council and rebuild public trust in the institution. He emphasized that his leadership will prioritize inclusivity, ensuring residents feel they are an integral part of the system. According to Mayor Serafino, citizens have lost confidence in the city council due to various allegations of misconduct. In response, his team is working to convene and develop a solid strategic plan within the next 2 weeks, which will include a comprehensive 100-day action plan to set a clear direction for the council's operations. Mayor Serafino also highlighted a critical issue facing the city council, and it's the lack of a dedicated budget to effectively respond to the challenges affecting its activities, including tax collection. He stressed the need for a realistic forecast-based budget aligned with projected revenue collection. The mayor promised to introduce reforms aimed at making the city council more responsive and accountable. Meanwhile, the governor of Central Equatorial State, Rabbi Mujung Emmanuel, welcomed the new leadership and encouraged them to work as a cohesive team, unlike previous administrations. Governor Mujung expressed his support for the mayor, stating that the success of the city council directly reflects on his leadership as governor. He also noted that the cleanliness of the city is a responsibility of the council and urged the mayor to raise Juba to the standards of Kigali, known for its cleanliness and order. The special court trying the suspended first Vice President Dr. Riek Machar and 7 co-accused adjourned its 12 sessions yesterday in Juba after focusing on each accused's alleged involvement in the Nasir incident. During the session, the court had testimony from the lead investigator, Major General Basilo Thomas Wani, who alleged that Dr. Riek Machar, as Commander-in-Chief of the SPLA-IO, failed to prevent atrocities committed by his forces and the White Army during the attack on the SSPDF garrison in Nasir County. The attack reportedly resulted in the death of Major General David Majordak and more than 250 government soldiers. When he told the court that Dr. Machar had mobilized the White Army, communicated directly with SPLA-IO commanders during the operation, and later congratulated them following the assault. He further claimed that some of the co-accused were involved in funding the operation, leaking sensitive military information, and coordinating efforts with SPLA-IO commanders on the ground. According to the investigator, one of the accused, a senior SPLA-IO officer, was aware of the plan but failed to intervene and was allegedly involved in illegal discussions about arms procurement. Another defendant, he said, held a press conference in Juba condemning the deployment of SSPDF forces to Nasir, which the prosecution views as an act of incitement. Despite the serious allegations, all 8 accused have denied any wrongdoing. Their defense lawyers argue that the charges are politically motivated and lack credible evidence. The court has adjourned and will continue proceedings on Wednesday, 22nd of October 2025, when it is expected to hear further testimonies from both prosecution and defense witnesses. This is iRadio Morning News, and now to the international scene. Cameroon's influential Catholic Church has called for calm as fears grow that violence could erupt once official results from the presidential election are declared. Opposition candidate and ex-government spokesperson Issa Tichiroma Bakri has declared himself the winner of the 12th October election, saying he defeated the 92-year-old President Paul Biya, who is seeking to extend his 43rd-year rule by 7 more years. Chiroma declaration was criticized by both the government and Biya's ruling party, while several officials describing it as illegal. Cameroon's Constitutional Council has not yet released the final results. They have until 27th of October to declare the winner. Chiroma's defiance and promise to defend what the 76-year-old called his victory has raised fears of violence in the Central African nation. Finally, Morocco wants to be a strong contender at all levels of global football after becoming the first Arab country to win the Under-20 World Cup, having beaten Argentina 2-0 in the final on Sunday. A spokesperson close to the Royal Moroccan Football Federation has told the BBC Sport Africa the victory proves the vision worked following the country's huge investment in the game over the past decade. Striker Yassir Zabiri scored both goals against the record 6-time Under-20 World Cup champions in Santiago, Chile. Morocco became just the second African nation to lift the trophy, emulating Ghana in 2009. This is iRadio Morning News, and to end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. A civil society leader in Jonglei State is calling for the temporary deployment of neutral armed forces to Biot-Aganj in an effort to de-escalate rising tension between communities in Duke and Twitch East counties over disputed territories. The newly appointed mayor of Juba City, Christopher Serafino Swaka, has pledged to work hard to improve the image of the city council and rebuild public trust in the institution. The special court trying the suspended first Vice President Dr. Riek Machar and 7 co-accused adjourned its 12th session yesterday in Juba after focusing on each accused alleged involvement in the Nasir incident. That's the end of iRadio Morning News. If there is a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287 It's also a WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 8 o'clock. I'm Lasuba Memo. Thank you for listening.